What's going on, King of Kings family? It's day 26 of our Lent campaign, dwelling in the Gospel of John through the 40 days of Lent. And today's reading is John chapter 14, verses 1 through 14. And there's a whole lot of awesome stuff going on in this passage. So much that I could zero in on and touch on. And so I'm going to touch on a few things here, a few things here quickly. Right out of the gate, Jesus says, don't be troubled. Trust in God. Trust also in me. The last couple of days, I've been hitting this theme of serving one another, loving one another in the way that Christ loved us, loving the world in the way that Christ loved us, and that will cost us things. That will require sacrifice on our part, and that can cause anxiety because we like our life. We like being comfortable, and yet so much is being taken from us right now. And I think it's unfortunately only the beginning that we're gonna be dealing with this issue where we need to be socially isolated, and we're gonna be seeing people getting sick and needing help and losing jobs. Like, that's gonna be a real thing. And yet Jesus says, don't be troubled. Trust in God. Trust also in me. I had the experience the day I'm shooting this video here, and some of you probably saw it on Facebook, where I heard our girls at the kitchen table. I was in our bedroom, and Leah said the most important thing is that they come up with a cure for this coronavirus, and Emma said, no, the most important thing is that we believe in Jesus. And then Leah said, yeah, you're right, and we need to pray that people don't get sick, and that they come up with a cure for the coronavirus. And it was just an incredible conversation. Two little girls who, only by the grace of God, do they really get it. But that we have a great hope in Jesus. We have a great promise that we have in Christ. And he goes on to talk about how he's going to go to prepare a place for his disciples, and we fit into that as well. He talks about being the way, the truth, and the life. And then he's asked, Lord, show us the Father, and that'll be enough. And then to which Jesus responds, whoever's seen me has seen the Father. Whoever's seen Jesus has seen God. If you want to know what God is like, simply look at Jesus. And then he closes out this passage by saying, I assure you that whoever believes in me will do the works that I do. They will do even greater works than these because I'm going to the Father. And that's amazing to us, that those of us who believe in Jesus, who trust in Jesus, will do greater things than even Jesus did. Now, I don't think we will walk on water. I don't think we'll, do things, maybe some of those miraculous things, but maybe, I don't know. But I think that we will have an impact that is exponentially, we're part of this exponential impact that started with Jesus, went on to his early disciples, and then spread through the church. I think that's the greater things that Jesus is talking about. And Jesus promises that we don't have to do this on our own, because he says that I will do whatever you ask for in my name so that the Father can be glorified in the Son. What you ask me for anything in my name, I will do it. And what he's telling us here is that whatever we need to do to glorify Jesus, whatever we need to do, these greater works, these greater things, we ask Jesus for it, and Jesus will give it, because Jesus is ultimately about the glory of God and about the good of us. And in that we can ask, when those two things are in alignment with what we ask, Jesus will show up, and he will provide, and we will do these greater works. And so really what it comes down to is, don't let your heart be troubled. Trust in Jesus. He is the way, the truth, and the life. We know what God is like because we've seen Jesus in the scriptures, and we will do these amazing things, even greater things than Jesus. And whatever we need to make that happen, we can simply ask Jesus for it, and he will provide. So hopefully that's an encouraging word for you today, particularly in the midst of maybe some anxious times, that Jesus is at work, and he's working in you and through you. That's all for today. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.